Center with the headlines.
In the headlines, an $8 million health management and information system to be implemented in Dominica. In the news from the region, IMF projects steady 2.4% growth for the Caribbean in 2025, and internationally, Israel Prime Minister says a Gaza ceasefire will end if Hamas does not return hostages by Saturday. The details of these stories and more coming up next.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digital TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
And welcome back. An $8 million health management and information system is on course to be implemented in Dominica. This system, upon completion, will see a full digitization of the health sector on island. Coordinator of the Diagnostic Imaging Department at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Janice Pascal Ferreira Inglis, says that this system will support the work that has already been started. She was speaking.
So currently, persons who require appointments for whatever procedures, meaning x-rays, ultrasounds, CT scans, MRIs, and so forth, they would have to contact the department via telephone or walking in. And once you have that appointment, there are certain things based on the study that is to be done, you need preparation. So now you have to either go back to get whatever it is you need to prepare for the procedure. Then you come on the day of the procedure. Then you have to be sent to the cashier to sort out payment. Then you come back. So it's very important for us at this stage. I think we're the department that's most excited to have this come on board, because most persons would know in the past you would carry your large brown envelopes with your x-rays in there, and you haven't been seeing those for a while. So radiology has actually been digital for quite some time now, but what we have not had is the infrastructure in place to support the digital processing of our images. And what I mean is that a patient who is seen at the healthcare facilities, let's say the health centers in the out districts, they're referred for imaging, but then how do their doctors get access to those images? And so it creates almost a bottleneck in the system where we are able to provide the service, but it's not complete, because the process is completed when the doctor can get access to the images and complete the diagnosis and treatment of the patient. So this digital transformation helps us to complete a process that has been started, a transformation that we started years ago, but now we're having the infrastructure in place to support it.
And that was a coordinator of the Diagnostic Imaging Department at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Janice Pascal Ferreira Iglesias. Meantime, coordinator for the digital economy, Robert Tong, highlighted some measures to ensure confidentiality within the new health management and information system.
What I would say is that every user who's going to use the system will have access based on their role, and they will only be able to see what they're supposed to see. To log into the system, they would have to use their password and their fingerprint, so you know it is that particular individual who has gone into the system. Any change to the system will have a proper audit trail, so you'll know who has not only gone into the system. There'll also be a trail to tell you what changes have been made to the system, and also what files you've been watching on the system. The laws of Dominica are being upgraded to ensure that persons who break the rules or breaks the law or shares information maliciously will be impacted based on the law, and those who also share information in error will also have some form of responsibility to take as a result of that. The system will be properly managed. In addition to that, it'll be on more than one server, so we have 2 data centers in the event that information goes bad.
And that was a coordinator for the digital economy, Robert Tong. Dominican Peter Codrington says it is with great pride that he has been accorded the opportunity to pilot the inaugural flight of United Airlines into Dominica from New Jersey. The airline will make its inaugural flight into Dominica on February 15 for 2025 at the Douglas Charles Airport. Codrington, who has been a pilot with United Airlines for about 8 months, says this will be his first experience landing an aircraft into Dominica.
So, it's an absolutely wonderful feeling, knowing that I grew up watching airplanes come in and out of that airport to now actually flying a 737 into Dominica. I don't think words can truly express the joy, the excitement, and the pride actually in my heart to do United's inaugural flight into Dominica. So, it's a bit of mixed feeling coming back, because there is a sense of excitement, a sense of pride, a sense of joy. And it's very, very exciting that I am afforded the opportunity to not only fly 737 for United Airlines, but to fly the inaugural flight into Dominica. So as far as preparation, we are all trained, so therefore we know what to expect coming into Dominica. I must say that I was just in training a couple of weeks ago and we spoke about it. Everyone at United is very, very excited about this inaugural flight. I think it's a big thing for the airline and also a big thing for Dominica, and even for me too, being a Dominican, to do the first flight into Dominica. When it was announced that I would be the first officer on the flight, I didn't even think I slept that night, to be honest. It is truly an amazing feeling, and I think the days are coming even shorter now. Since it's getting a little bit closer to the time, the days are being shorter to me. But I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited.
Codrington says getting into the aviation industry has been rewarding and one he will encourage aspiring pilots to get into.
So to young aspiring kids who would like to pursue a career in aviation, I would say just at the moment, focus, study hard, and be resilient. Going into flight school, it's very easy to compare yourself to others. It's very easy to look to the other person and see their progress. But everyone's journey is different, and that's what makes you unique. You go to flight school, you study hard, and, the hardest part about it is once you're in flight school, you feel that you're so far behind and there is always someone ahead of you, but you just have to stick to yourself, study hard, and just look ahead. Do not be afraid of training failures as well, because that happens in life. But the biggest part about failures is how you get up from the failures, how you recover, how well you do after that, and just enjoy your journey. One thing I wish I had done while I was in flight school is enjoy the journey. I tried rushing a lot to finish all of my readings and stuff like that, being on top of it, but just take your time. Take your time. It's a journey, and that particular journey is very unique to you. It's unique to yourself. So just take your time, study hard, and the reward will reap itself at the end.
Dominican-born pilot Peter Codrington. 26 rural farmers in the north are now better equipped with new agricultural practices following the completion of a sustainable agriculture farmer field school. The Farmer Field School, which concluded in November 2024, was hosted by the University of the West Indies Global Campus of Dominica in collaboration with the Commonwealth of Learning and the Ministry of Agriculture. A certificate ceremony to honor the achievements of these farmers will take place at the Dominica China Agricultural Science Complex in 1 Mile, Portsmouth on Thursday.
In celebration of the achievements of our students, 26 students who completed the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School program. This program was a tremendous success for us. We were able to host the program at the Agricultural Science Complex in 1 Mile in Portsmouth over a 6-week period in semester 1. The participants joined the session face-to-face and were able to be taught in the Farmer Field School fashion, which is a really practical way of learning agricultural practices. And so there were several units that the students engaged in during that period of time. So some of these included pest and disease resilience and control, alternative production systems like hydroponics, aquaculture, aquaponics. They also did a unit in modern rural ruminant production systems, marketing techniques, and technology integration like AI to effectively improve their agricultural practices.
Meantime, Dr. Joseph says this pioneering program is expected to be implemented in other Caribbean countries.
The University of the West Indies was very honored to be able to work with the ministry and with the Commonwealth of Learning to develop and design this program, which is starting in Dominica, but is going to be branching out into several of the other Caribbean countries, as well as other Commonwealth nations. So we are pioneers in terms of this particular project. And so we are proud of the people, the farmers from the rural communities in the north who gave up their time and their talent to work collaboratively in this particular venture. We at the UWI are very grateful for the support that we have gotten for this particular project from the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Mr. Ronald Roye, and his team, his PS, and all the extension officers who worked with us from the very beginning, about a year and a half ago, on the project and were instrumental in terms of the design and gathering the participants for it and really working with us as we coordinated the activities surrounding that particular project.
Head of the UE Global Campus, Dominica, Dr. Kimon Joseph. Dominica is mourning the loss of a centenarian, Imelda Romain. Romain, who is from the community of Portersville, passed away at the age of 102 on Monday. President of the Dominica Council on Aging is Nigel Lawrence.
It is with great sadness that we have to sympathize the death of another centenarian, Miss Imelda Romain, who died at 102 years old. She is originally from Portersville. She is a lady I can recall when she became 100. She was a very cheerful lady. She still had all her faculties intact at that time. And I remember up to her birthday last year, she still had all her faculties intact. The only thing is that she had a little bit of a problem with mobility. And I also recall her talking to me at length about the former President, His Excellency Charles Sovereign, whom she said grew up in the yard where she resided in Portersville. She is a lady. She happens to have been the 15th person alive as centenarians. Now that she's gone, we are left with 14 centenarians. And our oldest centenarian today is Mr. Asher Timothy of Marigot.
President of the Dominica Council on Aging, Nigel Lawrence. Dominica now has a count of 14 centenarians. The reigning junior Calypso monarch, Mighty T, and 2024 Booyah winner, Moxie Shervy, are to defend their titles on Friday. That's when the Leo Club stages the Junior Calypso Monarch and Booyah competitions at the Windsor Park Stadium forecourt from 5:30 in the afternoon.
So the Leo Club of Dominica presents our 2025 Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch competition. Showtime is at 5:30 p.m. February 14th at the Stadium forecourt. And tickets are a cost of children $15, adults $25, and $40 for seating for adults and $25 seating for children. Also, if you are overseas and you would like to view your loved ones who are going to be performing on the stage, you can check DBS Radio for $15 pay-per-view, and 10 competitors will take part in the competition in two categories, and they are Booyah and Calypso. In the Calypso category, at number 1, we have Alisa Louisi, representing the Goodwill Secondary School, and her stage name is Alisa. At number 2, we have Malik Ferrell from the Paybush Primary School, and her stage name is The Reverend. At number 3, we have Tice Faustin, who is our reigning monarch from the St. Mary's Academy, and his stage name is Mighty T. At number 4, we have Mia Didier of the Portsmouth Secondary School, and her stage name is Darius. At number 5, we have Faith Senville of the Dominica Grammar School, and the stage name is Queen Melody. At the Booyah category, at number 1, we have Kwan Bunch of the Community High School, and his stage name is Kwan Derry. At number 2, we have Chavez Seaman, who is our reigning Booyah Queen from the Portsmouth Secondary School, and her stage name is Moxie Shervy. At number 3, we have Josiah Fagan of the Goodwill Secondary School, and his stage name is King Zaya. At number 4, we have Dalicia Coffey of the Pierre Charles Secondary School, and her stage name is Onyx. At number 5, we have Jean-Marc Bonny of the Cassibro Secondary School, and his stage name is JB Star. The evening wouldn't be complete without our special performances from the Pashiwok Dancers, the NBD Flag Wavers, Luscious, and Kwandan.
Marketing Director of the Leo Club of Dominica, Shervin Dominique. In tonight's featured segment, we shine a spotlight on Abia Israel, a rising Calypsonian who has harnessed her musical platform to spread messages of positivity, liberation, and spirituality. Israel, who has been active in the Calypso scene for 5 years, has rapidly made her name for herself with her powerful and impactful songs. Abia Israel is our feature on this evening's featured segment.
Shalom to all the listeners of DBS. I am Abia Yisrael, and Calypso came into my life really from my father. So I first fell in love with Calypso from my home. I think it was inevitable that I fell into the Calypso arena. Just like the reggae, I feel like I can really do tell similar stories of freedom, fighting against oppression, love, unity through the genre of Calypso. Well, I have been a Calypsonian for almost 5 years now. Only 2 years I had mishaps. There was one during COVID. And really and truly, being in Calypso has forced me or challenged me to be more expressive in the message that I want to bring out. It's a competition. Yes, I sing reggae music. Yes, I sing Calypso. Calypso has actually trained me to be a better performer. So I'm really thankful for that blessing. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be more creative and better each year. So this year, my song is called Set My People Free. Really talking about where I am right now, what I feel I should have had, or the accomplishments I feel I should have accomplished already at my age, even looking at my friends, looking at society on a whole, and really feeling like I can't be the only one going through this because other Dominicans feel the same way. And this song really, really expresses we are descendants of warriors, Kalinagos, Bala, and Jaco. It's the same DNA that runs through us, which is why we have so many other people who feel they need more and deserve more in Dominica, just coming out and fighting. It's that same warrior DNA that lives within all of us. Of course, it uses our ancestor Moses, and Marcus Garvey came before us, Rosie Douglas, our very own leader. And now each of us can have that same idea of wanting to be better as a unified nation, better for our personal lives, better for the rest of Dominica. We can all benefit through the soil and the water that we have, which is agriculture. And evidently, I come from a family of agriculture and farmers, and all that. So that had to be added to the song.
Over the years, we've noticed an increased number in female presence in Calypso. What is it like working with your other female Calypsonians? I know you say it's a competition, but at the end of the day, is it also like a family? Do you guys support each other in the Calypso art form as well?
Yes, you said it well. Absolutely. It it would have felt like a competition. I'm competing against other females, but we've really become a unified team, like family, like a sisterhood. And every time any of us perform, you could see us in the backstage. We all looking out for each other. I am so pleased to be joined with other artists like Tasha P, to even share the stage with other females. Nashelle, Joy, Shanice, all the others, Mika. I don't want to forget anybody, even Mystery. It's been a blessing to share the stage with these women.
Abia Israel is our feature on this evening's segment, taking us to the end of this evening's national focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go! Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digital TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
In the news from the region, the International Monetary Fund expects economic growth in the Caribbean to remain stable this year at around 2.4%. The IMF's growth projection for the Caribbean was revealed by Communications Director Julie Kozak at a media conference in Washington, D.C. Kozak said the Caribbean experienced a rapid recovery after the coronavirus pandemic, with real GDP growth in the regions, apart from Guyana and Haiti, being estimated at 2.2% for 2023 and 2.4% for 2024. Internationally, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the Gaza ceasefire will end if Hamas does not release Israeli hostages on Saturday. Hamas said it would not release 3 Israelis as planned this weekend because of alleged Israeli violations of the ceasefire. Netanyahu says the Israeli military is ready to return to intense fighting until Hamas is finally defeated. Donald Trump says he does not think Hamas will make the deadline on Monday, where he said the Israelis should let hell break out or all hell break loose if Hamas does not release all remaining hostages. This brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
And welcome to your DBS Evening Sports. First off, we kick off with some football action as the national Under-17 football team suffered their 3rd straight defeat in the CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup qualifiers in Mexico as they went down to Barbados in a hard-fought match. Dominica entered the match on the heels of two heavy defeats, losing 7-0 to Belize and 8-0 to Mexico. The national team put up a much better performance against Barbados, but conceded a goal in the latter stages of the match to go down 1-0. The loss leaves Dominica at the bottom of the points table without any points. Dominica will play the final match against Nicaragua on Thursday at 2 p.m. Windward Islands Volcanoes captain Alec Athene says his players have to be consistent and win the right moments as they head to their third round match in the CWI Regional 4-day tournament with the combined campuses and colleges. The Volcanoes have suffered heavy defeats in their first two matches, and Athene is hoping that the team can play a good brand of cricket. The Windwards have made 3 changes to the team with Athene's, Kenneth Demba and Ryan John all back up into the set.
Nah, I think I'm happy to be back, and I think most of the guys are happy that I am back. I felt like the performance was a bit below par, but I still felt like we won certain moments in the game. It's just that the key moments we didn't seize, and which resulted in we losing the 2 games. But I think everybody is happy that I'm back.
All right, now playing on home turf, I'm sure you're happy to be playing your first game of the season at home. Any message that you want to send to the fans?
Obviously, the turnout. We haven't had much cricket back home in Dominica here, so obviously turnout so that more people could come and we could get more games, obviously, for the fans. But it should be a good show. We have a lot of local boys here, and we would surely appreciate your support.
Batting-wise, Alec, the team has struggled with the bat in recent games. So, what sort of adjustments have you guys been making, in the past few days, just to try to get things properly?
I think the planning has been a bit better. To be honest, we have been a bit more specific in how we plan, how we go against certain bowlers and conditions. I think today was a good day, in just learning about the ground, learning the conditions, the dimensions, and the breeze and everything. So, the planning, we have a meeting right after to reinforce certain things, but the planning is better.
Coming up against the combined campuses and colleges team, they too are without a win. So, both of you guys will be in search of your first win. What's the mindset as you head into this match, given that the opponents themselves are also struggling?
Well, we would like to win, obviously, but we try our best not to focus on results. Whenever you focus on results, it adds pressure and then you tend to make more mistakes and stuff. So, try our best not to focus on the result and, just like I said, planning and making sure that our mentality is to dominate at home.
Windward Islands Volcanoes captain Alec Athene. Meantime, head coach Kenroy Peters is hoping his players can correct the errors from the previous matches.
I've always been confident with our batting from the first round. It's just unfortunate that our plans have not really been executed properly. One of the good things about Alec and the other experienced players coming in, it gives the other batters a bit more confidence and a chance to execute their plans. Going into this game, we're just looking to keep the same plans and hopefully be a bit more patient. One of the things we talk about in our team meetings is allowing time for the plan to work. I think that let us down in the previous games, but this time around we're looking to make sure that we spend more time at the crease and batting more balls at the crease.
Coach, is there any added pressure heading into this game, given the run of results and given the opponents? Do you feel any added pressure to get a victory?
There's always pressure. If you're winning and you want to continue winning, there's pressure. If you're not winning, there's pressure. The good thing about it, our preparation has prepared us to get a good start. And I always keep saying to my boys that don't worry about pressure. That is something that we are all born into. But the good thing is solutions. And one of our solutions is probably preparing a bit better and playing a bit smarter. So those are our solutions coming in. And we don't look at the outcome, we try to focus on the process. So just to avoid the pressure situations or the pressure of winning, we know teams have started poorly many times in main tournaments and still end up and win. Take, for example, Australia didn't start too well in the series, but they came back and win. The difference there, they believe. And in our group, we can see that as well.
Bowling-wise, Coach, a word on your bowlers. The last game, we saw Trinidad, making a declaration. So just your thoughts on the bowling, your bowling unit as a team heading into this game.
Well, disappointing on my front, and I think the team as well, especially the bowlers. I think we're not hitting the areas that we talk about, and we know we can hit. We are very slow out the track, and hopefully from the preparation that we had today, and also leading up to the last game, we saw a big improvement in the innings where our bowlers started to hit a lot better areas, and we are a bit more focused on planning. So that is something we want to make sure that we get right from the ball 1 and not from the 8th ball.
Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters. In other matches on Wednesday, Barbados Pride will take on the Jamaican Scorpions. The Leeward Islands will play Trinidad, and the West Indies Academy will take on Guyana. Still in some cricket, but some females cricket, as the head coach of the national women's cricket team, Sam Kernan, feels that Dominica can bounce back despite their slow start to the Windward Islands women's 50 overs tournament. Dominica has lost their first two matches. Dominica will play St. Lucia in the next match on Wednesday. Kernan says the results do not reflect the capabilities of the ladies.
Looking back over the years, this year I think that we have the best team since 2013. Looking back, I thought we played a very good game against St. Vincent. We lost the last over with one ball to go. Looking at the performances, I thought we had to me, our batting is quite good. The batting is quite good. Yesterday, for some reason, the girls never turned up at the park. We only made 34 yesterday, and we got 5 wickets from Grenada. So it's been a tough start, but I am still positive. I still believe in the girls. I believe that tomorrow we're over in Grand Bay, and I think we're going to do well against St. Lucia. St. Lucia hasn't really won a game. They're just like us. So I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. But I'm also looking forward to the 2020 version of the tournament, which is coming up.
All right, Sam, in terms of the mood in the camp, because you know how defeats, can bring, sort of negative, feelings into the camp. What are the spirits like with the ladies?
Well, the girls they're still upbeat. I myself, I'm still upbeat as well. It's a process. Winning is a process. And as well as losing can become a bad habit. But I'm still positive. The girls are positive. We are looking at the little details that are making us fall short.
Head coach of the Nationals women's cricket team, Sam Kernan. West Indies spinner Jamal Warrican has won his first ever ICC Men's Player of the Month award following his exploits in Pakistan in January. Warrican inspired the Windies to their first test win in Pakistan since 1990. He beat Pakistan's Noman Ali and India's Varun Chakravarti to the award, as Warrican had the exceptional January taking 19 wickets in 2 test matches at an average of just 9. Warrican becomes the first West Indian to win the award since fellow spinner Gudakesh Moti back in May 2024. And finally, in some sports news here, we kick off or bowl off or yeah, so we're just ending off with some football here, as the director of the Newtown Juvenile Football Academy, Sheldon Kazimi, believes a donation from the Booyah boss, Asa Banton, will go a long way towards the operations at the academy. Asa Banton made a donation of $1,000 and a significant amount of football equipment to the academy on the weekend. Kazimi says Asa Banton's kind gestures was well received by the academy.
One of the things that he pushed towards them is to keep focusing on their sports and how important that sports is as part of their whole upbringing as children. While his favorite sport is cricket, he still wanted to push the support for the students of the NGFA. At the end of the day, we received quite a bit of stuff in terms of equipment from his team, he and his team. We also received some bottles of Twapito water through his partnership with Josephine Gabriel and Company. And all in all, I feel it was a very big gesture. And to top it off, he also made a presentation of $1,000 in cash to the academy, which will go towards our operational expenses. Because as you know, the academy has been without a sponsor, a full-fledged sponsor, for quite a few years now. Since post-Maria, we have been kind of doing it on our own. And it is important that when, the corporate entities show some kind of a support towards us, that we, as an academy, show some type of gratitude. And it is in this vein that we at the Newtown Juvenile Academy would want to say sincere thanks to Asa Banton and his team for choosing the NGFA as one of the beneficiaries of his outreach program.
And that was the director of the Newtown Juvenile Football Academy, Sheldon Kazimi. Also, to close off, we go to Joseph Fador with some breaking football action.
Thank you very much, Hassan Robinson. Well, some results from the sports division secondary schools 13 and under football competition. Well, the game in Newton between the Dominica Grammar School and the Pierre Charles Secondary School was won by the Dominica Grammar School by forfeit. Over in Dubla, the Northeast Comprehensive School defeated the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School 3-0. Jerry Prince and Kalon Charles scored a goal each for Northeast Comprehensive, while the other goal came via an own goal by the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. Hassan, it's back to you.
All right, thank you, Joseph Fado, for kicking us out here with this football news. And this brings us to the end of this evening's news and sports. A special thanks to the DBS News and Sports team and our link personnel, DJ Hillboy.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 11th day of February 2025. We'll begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Deaf Announcements. We announce the death of Patrick Jarvis, age 84, of Lally Granby, who resided at Viewpoint, Warner. The body of the late Patrick Jarvis of Lally Granby, who resided at Viewpoint Warner, can be viewed from 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, 12th February at the Granby Roman Catholic Church. The funeral mass takes place at 2 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Granby Roman Catholic Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Gentle Rest Funeral Service, Inc. We announce the death of Alvin Georgie of Roseau. He was the husband of Joan Shillingford Georgie. He died on Monday, the 20th of January in New York. He was the father of Dr. Marilyn Georgie Manning and Susan Georgie Francis. He will also be remembered by his grandchildren, Miles, Danielle, and Malcolm Manning, Niam or Niam and Mika Francis, his brothers Desmond Carp and sister-in-law Annette Carp, sister-in-law Avis Shillingford Williams and brother-in-law Gifford Shillingford, sons-in-law Ronald Manning Jr. and Orville Francis, adopted son Peter Abraham, better known as Gabby, nephews Dusty Carp, Ivor Williams and Gary Gifford Jr., Brian and Gavin Shillingford, nieces Juliet, Dawn and Denise Carp, Macil McDowell, Andrea and Josephine Stewart. Friends and family including Monsignor Eustace Thomas, Yeovil Shillingford Stewart, Anna Raful and family, the Zamor family, Carlisle John Baptist, Meldor Lawrence, Carmen Martin, Deborah Joseph, Shamara Nicholas, Pamela John Baptist and family, Nisha Francis and Wilbert Charles. Good friends, Mr. Jerome Lloyd, David Dorival, and numerous godchildren. The funeral mass of the late Alvin Georgie of Roseau will take place on Saturday, February 15th, 2025 at 10 a.m. at Our Lady of Fairhaven Cathedral Chapel in Roseau, followed by interment at the Roseau Catholic Cemetery. The management and staff of DBS Radio, the nation station, extends deepest condolences to all bereaved.
And now, your community bulletin board.
Welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio General Announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. Towasco apologizes to customers of Shawford for the unscheduled interruption to their water supply due to technical difficulties. Be informed that works are ongoing to restore optimal operation of the network in the quickest possible time. Towasco regrets this inconvenience and thanks customers for their understanding. Applications are